Hello, a little bit about me. I was in the insurance business for about 10 years. I moved to Texas and got into real estate in 2017 with a brokerage that was very small. He only had one other agent. And we pick and joke because we say he was a dinosaur because he had no computer. The first year I got my license, he offered no training, nothing. So I just wrote contracts, dummy contracts to my mom and sold her lots of houses just to get familiar with the contracts. And I'm a go-getter, so I really wanted to learn and get it down pat before I went out and just started, trying to talk real estate. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and my second year rolls around, and his niece, who was the other agent, decided that we wanted to start our own thing, and we come up with Texas Hometown Realty. So for 3 years, I have branded myself as Texas Hometown Realty, and I've, doubled my business every year, but I just wasn't getting to where I wanted to be fast enough. So I reached out to a lady and I said, is there anything that you can look at to help me figure out how to get there? Because I have a 10-year plan. And she says, Brandy, what's your 10-year plan? And I told her my 10-year plan, and she says, honestly, you're not going to get there doing what you're doing now. And that's an eye-opener, and that's exactly what I needed to hear, because yes, I was growing, and as long as I kept growing a little each year, I was like, oh, that's a success, that's great, at least I'm not going backwards or at a standstill. Well, I've reached a plateau, and I want to have more and do more, because I'm an empty nester now, and I love real estate, and I want to stay busy. So I branded myself for 3 years, and the lady that I reached out to, she says, okay, why don't you watch this video and tell me what you think? And so she sent me the video, I watched it, and then I had my husband watch it. Then I had my investor watch it, because I look up to my investor, and she's been in business for several years. And she called me within minutes, like at 11 o'clock at night, and says, it's a no-brainer. It is a total perfect fit for you. And so I reached out to eXp and I said, okay, I want to keep my name and my logo, so can I do that? Because I'm not leaving my logo. I bleed Texas Hometown Realty. And they said, no, bring it with you. Well, it's not just mine to bring, so I had to talk my broker into it, and she's a brick and mortar person. I'm more of an outside the box. I like to be able to come and go as I please and do business out of my car or out of a coffee shop. And so it was perfect. She wanted me to get my broker's license and become the broker of the company, which I want to do. But I want to be able to expand outside of Texas. And so when I looked at eXp, with me joining them, they are national and international brokerage. So I no longer have to become a broker to have a team in Kansas or Missouri or Arkansas or Oklahoma, which I've got friends and family in almost every state, Washington, D.C. So I was like, that's perfect for me. And then it said a cap. I'm like, what the heck's a cap? I've never had a cap before. And so they were like, it's a $16,000 cap. Once you hit that cap, you get your $16,000 back in stock, and you get 100% of your commissions minus a few fees. And so I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know you could have a cap. And because on my current brokerage, it was different every contract. So I didn't know what it was. And so we're on an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap. And they've opened it up to where I can be in business with partners everywhere, all over the United States and outside of the United States. So it was a no-brainer for me. So eXp is a family, but we are well diversified outside of Texas. So if you're interested in joining eXp, you can get a hold of me at TexasHometownRealtyGroup.com or TexasHometownRealtyGroup@gmail.com, or my cell phone number, which is 361-484-1715.